dynamism.com, where you can buy many of these devices.
If
so
you're
maybe that can talk about what he thinks about these devices.
I think as you alluded to, the ability to have the full, uncompromised mobile web, not a phone version, but the full version of mobile web and web applications in your pocket all the time is really one of the special promises of all these devices. And actually, many of these devices are for sale on our website now. So it's the future. You can have it tomorrow. I think and a nice thing about this particular rate is that they're different in a way that they address the kind of applications or uses that everybody wants. So some people might want a clamshell that you can fit in the pocket, right? And some people might want something that's a little bit more of a portable media player form factor. So I think no matter how you like to use the full power of a very small, what's essentially a fully capable mobile computer, there are a lot of choices that help you do that. So.
Are you getting some feedback from buyers, and are you getting a sense for how people are taking to these?
People love it. I think one thing is it's hard to see from the web how small some of these devices are, and also so the quality is really great. The build quality is really nice, and that's also hard to pick up on the web. So I think buyers, when we get the feedback from the buyers, they're really impressed with the product. And once they have the device and they can see how small it is, they kind of use their own imagination in their own life to find the way that works well for them, right? So we give a lot of use cases on our website about how you might use it, but buyers tend to find their own.
How many have you sold today?
I don't know if we're publicly.
I'm putting you on the spot.
Right on the spot.
Zooming right in now, Doug.
This is it right here.
Are you giving any deals to people who want to buy right now?
There are a number of deals going on our website. The UMID and Villa devices have some free accessories depending on the model that you're buying, some with free and discounted shipping. So I would recommend go to the website and look at what the latest specials are. We try, we're constantly running some interesting proposition for people. So, yes.
And in many cases, are you working with new makers? This is like the first product going to market, and you're really helping them to establish something that didn't exist?
Yeah, in some cases, it may not be their first product that they're manufacturing, but it might be their first product in this space. And so, yeah, we're helping with that, and we're really happy and really excited to be doing it.
Doug, how would people in, for example, Europe or other parts, people outside the US get hold of these devices?
They can buy it on our website. They can buy it directly from Dynamism. We can ship to all customers. Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, guys, we had a lot of action here on mobile. We have one of the mobile experts.
I got to run.
Stan Mo.
Are you going to run tomorrow?
So, if you guys have questions.
I have questions.
Good.
What can I answer? So, Moblin 2.0 is still in beta, as far as I know. I still can't download a release candidate or a full version from moblin.org yet.
Moblin 2.0 has just gone into productization with the OSVs.
Right.
So on our side, we have the latest beta releases up there. You can actually get a later release if you actually do your own build.
Okay. Yeah, good. So any timescales for the release to distributors?
It varies based on the distributor. There are 19 different OSVs.
Right.
So in some cases, they're going to be very fast at being deployed because they'll take the stack pretty much as it stands.
Okay.
There are other vendors that will actually utilize portions of the stack and replace certain elements of the UI or replace other elements in order to customize it for their own needs. You just expect that would take probably a few more months for them.
Yeah, so we probably won't see Moblin based. Will we see Moblin based in Netbooks this year, do you think? Or will it be this year? Dell Mini 10V
You'll see
announced.
There was an announcement with Dell and Canonical.
Yeah.
They're actually, I know of 2 or 3 other major pending announcements that I can't talk to, but yeah, there'll definitely be a lot more interest, a lot of activity happening through the end of this year. And then into next year will be the development of the mids. So we'll have version 2.1 of Moblin in the October timeframe. 2.1 will incorporate a lot of the mid functionality. That will be incorporated into them.
And that's just for the Morristown platform, yeah? Basically, the Menlo platform remains Moblin 1 and Windows platform, yeah?
The evolution of the software and the hardware have kind of diverged.
Yeah.
So Moblin 2 stuff is really very specifically designed right now. 2.1 will have a lot of key features around Morristown, particularly enhancements in things like performance, enhancements in power management, instructions that we have. There'll also be some new feature capabilities that will be part of Morristown specifics, things that deal with how you integrate social networking into a platform like that, how you integrate location services, those kind of platforms, and how you present the internet. Because obviously just a straight full Mozilla browser would look a little odd.
Yeah.
So there's different types of optimizations that we're doing.
Yeah, we saw Fennec, didn't we, being used in one of the demos. So you're moving to Fennec with Moblin, yeah?
We currently have Gecko in it, and we'll have a Fennec-based implementation that'll be used primarily for the mids category. But the nice thing is that it's plug and play for us, because Moblin is a standard Linux kernel.
Yeah.
It's standard open source build. Yeah. So to be able to move to to Fennec is a no-brainer. To be able to use Gecko, someone actually just going to moblin.org and downloading Firefox and running it is no problem either.
I'm worried at all about Moblin's inventory when it gets out to the things. So very, very different end-user versions. I mean, Moblin's core will still be there, but it could look very different to end users. Will end users realise that it's Moblin and there's cross-device compatibility and all that sort of stuff, especially when the App Store comes out?
Yeah, the logo's intended to give us that. I don't know if you're around. Sears used to have this thing called Gar Animals. Gar Animals allowed you to you could pick up pants, shirt, shoes, and a hat. And as long as the animals on them were similar animals, like they had, alligators and zebras and hyenas and giraffes, as long as the kid picked the right animals and put them together, they were good as gold. So in our case, that's what the Moblin brand is going to do for us as well. Moblin brand, which is actually belongs to Linux Foundation. Linux Foundation will be responsible for compliance. And so the 19 OSVs have agreed they will be compliant.
Right, okay. And so the Linux Foundation will call it caretake that.
They're in charge of the enforcement. And the Moblin brand is associated with compliance on the OSV side. And then there'll be a similar brand that I think Linux Foundation and Intel will probably both use. They'll be part of the ISV brand. So things going to the App Store will have to be compliant applications. And they'll have to be like, shaking the baby kind of applications. So that's a hard one. But there are certain levels of that Intel will not cross in terms of things that are we consider to be distinct.
Have you got any ideas how many netbooks could ship in 2010 with Moblin on board?
Oh God.
I mean, you can take predictions of, say, 30 million total netbook shipments 2010 and say, 10% Moblin. Or what sort of penetration do you think Moblin will get to on netbooks?
My team tends to aggregate. So I'd have to go talk to my PM who is specific for netbooks. Next year we'll be releasing for netbooks, we'll be releasing for mids, we'll be releasing for media phones with ECG, we'll be releasing in automobiles.
Right.
So we expect to have, on average, pretty good cross-section percentage of penetration. And then there are lots of other things that kind of are harder to define. There are, like you said, there are other OSVs who are not Moblin compliant, but who pull from Moblin.
Okay.
There's Fedora Mini, which is pulling from Moblin today for the Fedora Mini project.
Send stuff back upstream, which comes back down through Linux Foundation anyway, yeah.
Right. So, and Moblin is an upstream project. So we're finding that people are pulling it down and utilizing it for other downstream projects, whether they be OSV commercializations. Google uses Moblin in they are using key portions of mobile